Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Q&A meeting where we discuss the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha regarding the practice of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone is welcome to join. If you have any question, please send them in one at a time. Please be precise and be brief. If this is your first time to join us, please let us know where you come from. How is the audio and the video? Is everything working all right? Please let me know. Thank you. I shall start reading your comments and your question. Starting with David Silananda, Satu Satu. Tony Yip, Satu. Sawante, Satu Satu. James Ong, greetings Ajahn, greeting to you, James. Shirley Cole, Satu Satu. Teddy Augustine, Vandami Ajahn. Jeffrey Scott White, Satu Satu from North Carolina, USA. Thank you. Jeffrey Scott White, hear you loud and clear. Thank you. Kenneth Hunt, good morning, Tanajan, you are clear. Thank you very much. Good to hear from you again, Professor. It must be morning for you. Christine Lim, good morning, Ajahn. Good morning to you. C. Suriwati, Satu Satu. Usually it takes a while before the questions start coming in. Right now we just have the greetings, comments. I hope you are all well and happy and keep on practicing the teaching of the Buddha concerning morality, charity, and meditation practices. This is the way to get rid of your dukkha, or mental stress. Christine Lim, good morning, Ajahn. C. Suriwati, Satu Satu. Pataraporn Bosuk, Satu Satu. Chu Chin, good afternoon and my respect to Tanajan. Happy to be in your channel again. I am from Malaysia. Your voice is clear. Thank you. Antonio Silva. Good morning, Ajahn. My respect. How we can develop more metta and practice it in family towards parents or relatives. How to have more metta? The way to do it is to practice it. Try to be nice and kind to everybody in the family and outside of the family. Whoever you meet, try to be nice and kind to them. And the way to be able to maintain this loving kindness relationship, you need to have mindfulness. So if you want to have greater metta, then you have to develop more mindfulness, because mindfulness will watch your mind and let you know whether you are being nice and kind or not. If without mindfulness, then your mind can sneak away and get angry at people or do bad things to other people without you knowing it. You might know it later on and you will feel sorry for it. That's because of the lack of mindfulness. If your mindfulness is ever present, then whatever you think, whatever you say or do, you will be able to know before it started. Then you can change or stop your thoughts if you're thinking badly toward other people. Yes, so the practice, everything depends on mindfulness. So if you want to have greater metta, try to be more mindful. Try to be as mindful as much as possible, continuously. The way to be mindful is to concentrate on what you do every moment of your waking hours. Whether you're standing, sitting, walking, eating, dressing, do anything. Just keep concentrate on what you do. Watch your body action. Then you will be able to see when you start to behave badly toward other people. Then you can stop it with mindfulness. Chu Jin, good afternoon. I think I read this question. Okay. Hong Bi Chin, viewing. Thank you, Monk from Kelantan. Thank you. Vera, Ontario, Satu Satu. Sammy Rishi, dear Tanajan, thank you for being so punctual every time. You're welcome. Actually, sometimes I might be a little bit earlier or maybe a bit later. It depends. Sometimes I'm occupied with some other thing before I can join this meeting. So please bear with me if I'm a little bit late or I'm a little bit early. But I'll try to be as punctual as possible. Adeline Chin, good afternoon, Tanajan. Good afternoon to you. Noina, Satu. Man, Wilson Man. Satu. Kathleen Pua, good afternoon, Mahajan. Satu Satu. Anumodami. You're welcome. Pasana Chunasevi. Reading Rajan, sound and video is clear. I'm still keeping focus on mindfulness and wisdom. My mind is still calm and happy. Very good. Alvin Lee, good afternoon, Tanajan. Satu Satu. Nandapat, Namaskaran Tanajan, greeting from Ubon Ratchathani. Greeting to you. C.K. Sai, good morning and thank you very much for your teaching, Tanajan. How can I know the suitability of communication? Reacting or responding to natural life-threatening environment, which is really happening in today's world. Flood, PM, air pollution, typhoon, tsunami, etc. My case is different. I stay alone in order to practice myself in condo. If I shut down all communication channel, except from ordering food delivery, then how can I know that serious environmental condition is approaching me and that I should be prepared for tsunami, for example, is coming near to the beach in my city? I do not stay in monastery where bad news can be informed to all meditators. Should I turn on to listen to the news every day for 15 to 30 minutes? If not, then by living alone, what should I do? Meditating in monastery is different because there will be someone who let me know about news, if there is any danger going on out there, so that I can plan to react with it properly. Catching the news 15 or 30 minutes a day is no problem. The problem is whether you can control this time limit or not. Just catch up with the news, and then once you know what's going on, then just stop. Don't let your mind push you to go to watch some other thing. That's the problem, the temptation. So yes, or if you want to, you can use the prediction of the Buddha as your forecast. The Buddha said, constantly remind yourself that once you are born, you are subjected to aging, sickness, and death, and separation from the one you love. So this is enough warning really for you to know, so that you will then prepare your mind for this eventuality. So once you know that you are ready to face aging, sickness, death, and separation from people and things, then you are well protected. Your mind will be well protected. You cannot protect your body. Your body sooner or later will succumb to aging, sickness, and death, and separation from the one you love. So it's better to read this focus. The focus the Buddha reminds us to remind ourselves every day, all the time, that sooner or later we will get old, get sick, we will die, and we will be separated from the ones we love. That's all we need to know about the news, really. Once you know this and you don't forget, then your mind will be protected from stress, from worry, anxiety, and all forms of bad feelings. So yes, during the time when there is no internet, no radio, people just use this news forecast given by the Buddha just to constantly remind ourselves that we will get old, get sick, and die, and be separated from the ones we love, the things we love. That's all we need to know, really. วันวิมลน่วงมัจฉานมัสการสาธุอาจารย์ Thank you. วันวิมล Okay. EOSC, my respect to Tan Ajahn. Thank you very much for all your teaching. You're welcome. Chua Seng Boon. Good afternoon, Tan Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu. Kin Kit Chan, sadhu. Antonio Silva, sadhu, sadhu. Sawante, thanks Ajahn for your teaching. You're welcome. Metalo, greetings Tan Ajahn. Greetings to you. Chu Chin Ajahn, is it true that if we perform some rituals, then we are able to help pull up our departed ones from woeful state to others less woeful state? No. You cannot help other people, other departed. They have to be dealt with their good or bad karma. So you might be able to help them a little bit by sharing some of the merit you gain when you do charity. But that's about all that you can do, which is a small amount, not enough to pull out the departed from one woeful state to another less woeful state. Just maybe help to alleviate some of the suffering, but not a larger amount. But sometimes it so happens that it's almost time for that departed person is about to be lifted out from the woeful state, and we give them this merit to help push them. Maybe that is possible. But the merit that we share with them is very small amount. So it's better to do good merit now and don't do any bad merit. Do good karma and don't do bad karma. Then when you die, you will be ensured that you will go to a happy state. Eddie Gan, thank you, Tan Ajahn, for answering our question. Sadhu, sadhu. Terence T.H. Lee, thanks to Tan Ajahn for your time in teaching the Dhamma. You're welcome. Fat Joy Cham, sadhu, sadhu. Wan Patum Napa, sadhu, sadhu. Xiao Shang, Ajahn, after 30 minutes sitting meditation, normally I will encounter painful feeling. And there are two scenarios. One, if my mind is still not calm, I can feel very painful feeling. Two, if my mind is calm, the painful feeling is less. My question is, can the painful feeling subside when the mind is calm? When the mind is calm, the painful feeling will appear to the mind to be less painful. And sometimes it might disappear. Or if it doesn't disappear, it will not bother the mind. Because when the mind is calm, it can coexist with the painful feeling. What is really painful is not the painful feeling, but the stress arising from within the mind itself for trying to deny or reject the painful feeling. So if your mind is calm, that means your mind is not rejecting or denying the painful feeling. So the mind feels less painful with the painful feeling because there is no stress in the mind. So yes, when your mind is calm, your mind can embrace or can coexist with the painful feeling. When your mind is not calm, your mind wants to get rid or run away from the painful feeling. That's when you feel terrible because you are creating more stress in the mind itself. ความเกณฑ์มณีสาธุสาธุภาสนาชุนเสวี The way to get rid of the manager in my mind is to live off all craving, right? Thank you very much, Venerable Ajahn. Well, your craving is one of your manager, but the way to get rid of them is to use mindfulness and wisdom. So you have to be constantly mindful to see your reaction in your mind, and when your mind is reacting wrongly, then you have to use wisdom or mindfulness to stop it. You can use mindfulness will stop your reaction temporarily, or you can use wisdom by seeing the object of your craving as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, or by seeing the mind is creating dukkha by its craving, by its own craving. Then you can stop them forever. Terence T.H. Lee, Hi Tanajan. If after performing dana and we wish to share merits to the departed ones, how should we do it? By merely thinking in your mind, dedicating these merits to the person you wanted to share, by just thinking in your mind. Then this merit will then go to the person if that person is waiting for the merit. If not, then if that person will not be able to accept the merit. So that merit will then come back to you. Or if you like, you can dedicate it to other beings by thinking inside your mind. If this person is not receiving this merit, then let other beings, if they want to have this merit, they are welcome to have it. You can think like this. That's all you need to do, by thinking. Do we just do it mentally, or do we have to go in front of a Buddha statue to recite something out loud? No, just do it mentally. You don't have to go to a Buddha statue or anything like that. As soon as you have given something and sharing something and you have a good feeling from this action, then you can just dedicate it mentally inside your mind itself. Chu Chin, thank you for the advice, Ajahn. I understand now. You're welcome. Audi Aha, Satu. Chompu MTR, Satu. NM Yap, Satu. Today the weather is back to what it used to be, which is warm and getting hotter. It's getting hot. This is normal weather now in Thailand, which is warm or hot. Right now it's about 30 degrees Celsius. I'm waiting for more questions. So in the meantime, I'll just wait. Save some energy by not talking more than I should. Question from Winnie Lai. Ajahn, sometimes when I meditate, I can feel my get frightened for no reason. This is normal. Your mind sometimes can feel frightened without any reason. That means you are not mindful with your meditation object. So come back to your meditation object and forget about the fear itself. When you come back and watch your breath or recite the mantra, then the fear will disappear. Yes, your heart or your mind is the same thing. You can get frightened, but you can get rid of it by focusing on your meditation object. If you're watching your breath, just keep watching your breath. If you are reciting a mantra, just keep reciting a mantra. If you're not doing anything, you can also do some chanting. Just chant the quality of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho, for instance. Then your fear will disappear. Sami Rishi, dear Tanajan, I have this attachment to learn languages and translate the Dhamma to many languages. Can I do that and at the same time expect my practice to improve? No, because you're taking away the time of your practice. So when you practice, you want to devote all of your time to the practice only. If you cannot meditate, then you can study the Dhamma teaching. And if you like, you might be able to do some translation. But better not, because you can become attached to the translation word. And then you will forget to meditate, to practice. So only read or listen to Dhamma talk when you feel that you don't want to practice. You can use Dhamma listening to Dhamma talk as a way of inspiring yourself to do more practice. But don't do any other translation right now. You can wait later on until you are enlightened. When you finish your own work, then you can do the work for other people. Because it can be a distraction, and sometimes you might totally forget that you were supposed to practice, not to translate. Terence T.H. Lee, Hi Thanajan, one of the fetters which the Sotapanna eradicate itself, Silapatta Paramasa. Superstition beliefs include in this, yes. The Sotapanna will know that all good and bad things happening to him or her is due to the good or bad karma. And doing other things will not be able to get rid of their bad feeling or bad situation. The only way is to do good karma and avoid doing bad karma. Briefly, it means that a Sotapanna sees that it's the karma itself that makes us good or bad, happy or sad. So if we do bad karma, we will be sad. If we do good karma, we'll be happy. So you don't need to do any rituals. Rituals don't change anything. It's the karma that will change things. Winnie Lai, Sadhu Sadhu. Savak Olivia, Bonjour Tanajan, can you tell which sutta explain the jhana in detail? I cannot really, I don't remember. Just search the word jhana, rupa jhana and arupa jhana. Go to the access to insight.org website. This is a Theravada teaching website, and search for jhanas. Then you will probably be directed to the proper sutta. Okay, access to insight.org, I think. I'm not sure, but you can search for access to insight. And then when you get into the website, just search for jhanas. Then you'll be directed to all the suttas that relate to the jhana itself. Vinilai. Oh, wait. Chayanit Yamada. Good morning, Ajahn. Good morning to you. Sayak Olivier. Can Tanajan tell me the difference between observing and thinking about oneself? Observing is like watching, not thinking. Thinking is you think about whether you are good or bad, right or wrong. This is thinking about yourself. Observing is just merely watching what are you doing. Am I walking? Am I standing? Am I sitting down? Am I eating? What am I doing? Just watch what you do. It's called observing or mindfulness. Thinking is about sankhara. Thinking is about evaluating yourself. I'm bad, I'm good, and so what should I be doing, and so forth. This is thinking about oneself. Vinilai, how to overcome fear of sickness, as I still crave for perfect health, which is impossible, but my mind still holds strongly. You should have to constantly remind yourself of the truth, that's all. Remind yourself every day, as many times as possible, that you are subjected to aging, sickness, and death. No one is above aging, sickness, and death. And look at all those people, look at those sick, those old people, those dying people. They are just like you. They were just like you now, strong and healthy. But one day, they become old, they become sick, and they die. So just keep thinking about this thing, and then the thoughts, the knowledge will eventually sink into your mind, and then your mind will know that it cannot resist this truth, and then it will then begin to accept this truth, and then you will not feel afraid or feel bad by whatever happens to the body. Another thing that you can contemplate also is that the body is not you. You are not the body. You are the mind, the one who thinks, the one who knows, the one who tells the body what to do. You and the body are two separate entities. So whatever happens to the body doesn't happen to you. You come from the mind, which doesn't get old, get sick, or die. So this is something you can keep reminding yourself of. And then I think eventually your mind will accept and realize or understand that the true nature of the body and yourself, that you and the body are two separate persons, two separate entities. What happens to the body doesn't happen to the mind. The mind will still be merely knowing and thinking. That's the condition, or that's the function of the mind, is to think and to know. It has no function of getting old, getting sick, or die. It doesn't get old, get sick, or die. Xiu Zhang, Ajahn, just to mention, I feel morning and evening chanting helps in my sitting meditation. I can concentrate easily and do not need to use mantra. Previously, I thought it's a waste of time to chant and straight to sitting meditation. But my mind still not calm enough during sitting meditation, and I found out my mind even reciting the chant during free time in the day. Okay, chanting is a way of bringing mindfulness to your mind, so that your mind will have stronger mindfulness, and then will be able to sit and meditate. When you feel that you cannot concentrate on your breathing, on your breath, then do some chanting first. And after you finish chanting, then you can then meditate, watching your breath. Eli Hassan, good day, Tanajan. Sound clear, thank you. Vinilai, Satu, Satu. NG Chung Tiem, Satu, Satu. Sunny Lim, good day, Ajahn Suchart. Thanks so much for teaching us the Dhamma, and stay safe, strong, and healthy. Thank you. Cecilia, TNG, Satu, Satu. The mind is stubborn, but if you constantly teach the truth, eventually the mind will not be able to resist or deny the truth. It will then have to accept the truth. Once it can accept the truth, then the mind will not be hurt by the truth. It's the denial of the truth that is causing stress and suffering to the mind, not the truth itself, because the truth will deliver the mind from stress and suffering, because the mind will realize that the mind is not the body. The mind is the thinker, the knower, who never dies, who never gets old, who never gets sick. The mind merely knows, merely thinks, that's all. And the mind is not the body. Greg Yenso, greeting Tanajan, greeting to you, Greg. Vinila, based on scientist research, meditation could change our mind structure to be rational thinking. How could achieve this good result? Because when your mind becomes calm, the emotional quality will be subsided, not eliminated by meditation, but it will be suppressed. When your mind becomes calm, all the emotions will disappear temporarily, like love, hate, fear, or delusion. To get rid of your emotion completely, you need to do the next step, which is to use wisdom, to teach your mind that everything that your mind is in contact with or involved in are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. Once the mind sees this, then the mind will then stop having any emotional feeling toward them. The mind will be merely rational all the time. Johanna Lee, good day, Tanajan. Thank you for your teaching. Please take care and stay safe always. You're welcome. Sayat Olivier, thank you for the answers. I forget about access to Insight. It's a good website. My last question, Tanajan, said we have to develop mindfulness before sitting in meditation. Mindfulness before sitting in meditation is to be aware of what happened in the present time. For example, what I hear, what I see, and so on, or Do you mind recite a mantra or observing the breath, or both? When you are moving, observe the body. Just keep watching the body. Whether you're walking, standing, sitting, or doing something, focus on your body action. Or if you like, you can recite a mantra. Or if you're sitting, then you can watch your breath. Your breath is subtle. It's difficult to see when you're doing something else. So it's better not to watch the breath when you're doing something. Just watch your body when you're doing something so that you don't do it wrong and hurt yourself. Yes, just keep watching your body action. Don't watch the sound or anything like that. It can be distracting. It can make your mind become less mindful or not mindful at all. Because you can become obsessed with what you see or what you hear. So it's better to watch your body when you want to develop mindfulness. Look in the Satipatthana Sutta. The Buddha said, have clear comprehension of your body action, whether standing, sitting, walking, or doing anything. Have clear comprehension of your body movement. This is the way to develop mindfulness. Read the Four Foundations of Mindfulness on the body section. Anatta. Anatta, dear Ajahn, is it possible to meditate while there is noise around? It depends on how strong your mindfulness is. If your mindfulness is very strong and will not be distracted by the noise, then you can do it. But if you are distracted by the noise, then it's impossible to meditate. For most beginners, for most meditators, they need a quiet environment to meditate. Or else the noise will disturb the practice and will not make the mind calm. That's why you have to seek seclusion. Go away, stay in a place where there are no sight, sound, smell, taste, and tactile objects to distract you from your concentration. Vinilai, Satu Satu, may you be well, healthy, and happy. Thank you. Hemlata, Rajan in India, politicians who are powerful wants ransom money from rich people. If someone good person try to oppose them, person is killed, or people slander that person and favor politician because they are of same religion. It seems difficult to flourish Buddha Dhamma in India. How Dhamma can be taught to these people? Dhamma can only be taught to people who is interested, who wants to learn the teaching of the Buddha. If they're not interested, then it's not possible to teach them. You can let them know that there's a good teaching by the Buddha that will help us, make us happy. But if they don't want to learn, then there's nothing you can do. So the Buddha divided people into 4 categories. People who will learn from the teaching very quickly. This is the first group. Secondly, the second group, it takes a while for them to understand, so you have to be patient teaching them. The third group, it will take much more time for them to understand the teaching of the Buddha and appreciate. And the fourth group is the people who will not want to listen to the teaching of the Buddha. So you have to see which type of people you're dealing with when you are giving the teaching of the Buddha to them. If they are not interested, then there's nothing you can do for them. If they're interested, but it takes time for them to understand, then you have to be patient with them. If you give to someone who is very bright and smart, they can understand and make use of the Buddha teaching right away. So these are the 4 types of lotuses that the Buddha described concerning what type of people who can listen to the Buddha's teaching, who can be taught the Dhamma teaching. Bilin Sukihotu Ajahn Satu Satu for your teaching. May Ui, can Ajahn explain the difference between karmic debtors and karmic creditors? Well, karmic debtor is the consequence of your karma. Karmic debtors mean bad. The consequence of your bad karma is called karmic debtors. And karmic creditors are the consequence of your good karma. You do good karma, you get karma creditor. You get karma credit. If you do bad karma, you get karma debt that you have to pay, which is stress and suffering. If you do good karma, you get happiness, peace of mind. So these are the debt and credit from doing good and bad karma. Doing good karma will give you good credit, give you credit, like give you money. Doing bad karma is like it will give you debt which you have to pay later. In our daily activity, we usually perform 3 types of karma or action: good karma, bad karma, or neutral karma. Good karma is when we do something good for other people, make other people happy. This is good karma. And when we do something bad, hurting other people, then we are doing bad karma. And when we do things that don't hurt or don't help other people, then we are doing neutral karma. Neutral karma is usually something we do for ourselves, like exercising, eating, working, so forth. This you don't hurt other people or benefit other people. You're doing for the benefit of yourself. This is considered to be neutral karma, not creating any karmic credits or karmic debt. But when you hurt other people, then you are creating karmic debts. If you're helping people, making other people happy, you are creating karmic credits. Vinilai, what is heavy karma? Karma can be categorized to be light or heavy, big or small. Like killing is bigger than stealing. Stealing is bigger than committing adultery, for instance. So these are the karma. Some karma can be very big, very strong. Some are very light karma, very small karma. So it depends on whether you hurt people more or less. The more you hurt people, then you're doing strong bad karma. Likewise, if you do good karma and benefit if you do and you benefit give benefit to people, then this is heavy good karma. If you do a little bit for other people, then you're doing light or small good karma. This depends on the benefits that people get from your action. If people benefit a lot, then this is strong or heavy karma, or hurt by you. If you hurt people badly, then this is considered to be strong bad karma. If you hurt other people lightly, then this can be considered small or light karma. Because when we do things, sometimes we hurt people strongly and sometimes lightly. In the same way that when we help people, sometimes we help them lightly or heavily. Yeah. So this karma can have different intensity depending on the benefit on the harm that you do toward other people. Gimbun Chu, Satu Satu. Punami Tan, good day Pante. May you be well and healthy. Thank you. Gimbun Chu, Satu Satu. Swaten Ong, Satu Satu. Winnie Lai, if I keep doing good karma, can replace the past bad karma. No, you cannot replace past karma, but you can make past karma less able to to come up. If you do more good karma than bad karma, then the bad karma will have to wait for the good karma to show result first. And opposite is the same thing. If you do more bad karma than good karma, then the good karma will then show the result first. So right now what you can do is try to do a lot of good karma, so that if you have more good karma than bad karma, then your good karma will show result before your bad karma can. Check LinkedIn, dear Ajahn. Why some people feel happy when they hurt other people and they don't feel bad? That's because they are deluded or being under the spell of the defilement. But sooner or later they will feel bad. After the spell is lifted, they will feel that it's something that they should have done at all. But when they're still under the strong spell of the defilement, they will feel good hurting other people. But when the spell of the defilement subsides, then they will start to feel bad. Punamitan Pante. I have a good friend who is in love with a holy person. Will he suffer bad karma just because of the relationship? Yes, because having a loving relationship when if you are a monk, then you are preventing yourself from advancing toward the goal of enlightenment. So that's why the Buddha prohibits monks to have any sexual relationship with other people, because this will slow down or block the advancement to the path toward enlightenment. Supabharua Mandami Pante Satu Satu. Kathleen Nguyen Satu Satu. Here's a question. Here's a reply to what is heavy karma from Jobu. Heavy karma, killing Papa and Mama, killing an Arya. Okay, these are the five heavy karma I forgot to mention. Third, causing disharmony among bhikkhu, killing for living, condemning the Buddha teaching. Okay. Punamitan. My friend is already separated and divorced with his wife. So will they have any bad karma? It depends on whether they continue to hurt each other or not. If they continue to hurt each other, then they are doing bad karma. If they don't do any hurting each other, then they are not doing any bad karma. Kwan Li Man, dear Ajahn, with respect, are a preceptor allowed to take dark chocolate and dates after midday? See, 8 preceptors are allowed to take things that is considered to be medicine. So if dates are considered to be medicine, you can take them. If dark chocolates are considered to be medicine, you can take them. But if they are considered to be food, you cannot take them. So you have to categorize the thing that you're gonna eat first. If you don't know, you have to ask someone who knows whether this is medicine or whether this is food. B side Pumong. Oh, this is Laotian letter which I cannot read. I think it says Satu Satu. Nom Gap Satu Satu. Okay. Punamitan, therefore the karma will apply to my friend or both of them. Yes, if they do good karma or bad karma, the good and bad karma will apply to them, whether they're separated or they're together. Being together or separated doesn't mean that they will have no karma. Here's another reply from Jobu. Why people feel happy when they hurt other people? Jobu said this is Mara attitude. Kenneth Tan Keyboard, greeting Ajahn. May you be well and happy. Thank you. Siva Thai, Namaskar Ajahn, Satu Satu. We still have about 8 minutes left for this meeting to come to an end. So you can still continue sending in your question right now. I'll be waiting and reading your question and answer your question until about 12:33. Then I'll stop. 8 more minutes left. This chair is quite comfortable. I can sit and relax, waiting for your questions. Just sitting here all day long, just waiting for your questions and your comments. Doesn't hurt me to sit like this. Thank you for the person who donated this chair. I didn't know that it can be quite comfortable and helpful to the body. Punamitan Bante, karma effect on its own action or also reflects on who the person you love. Just on the person who do the karma itself, not on other people. And my friend have relationship with the holy person. Your friend can have, but not the holy person. The holy person is in a different status, has a different status, and his goal is toward enlightenment. So if you have a relationship, then he is blocking his path to enlightenment. But for the person, for your friend, since she is not on the path to enlightenment, then it doesn't hurt her in any way. So it only hurt the holy person, not the lay person. The lay person has no goal has no enlightenment goal. So the lay person still have the goal of sexual happiness. So the lay person will achieve her sexual happiness goal, but the holy person will not be able to reach his enlightenment goal. He will only reach the sexual happiness goal with her. What is the highest good karma? To become enlightened, to become a noble disciple. This is the highest goal of karma, which you need to practice meditation in order to get rid of your fetters. This is the highest, best karma. May Ui, thanks very much Ajahn for the Dhamma teaching. May Ajahn be well, healthy, peaceful and happy. You're welcome. Patsy Chum, Satu, Satu, Savani, Satu. Check Lin Tan. This chair is good for your spine health, dear Thanajan. I rejoice with the person who donated this chair to you. Very thoughtful indeed. Thank you. Sayat Olivia, Thanajan, somebody asked me how not create desire. By meditation. Because when you meditate, your mind will become content and happy, and then the desire for things will disappear temporarily. So every time you meditate and your mind becomes calm, your desire will disappear temporarily. But after you come out of meditation, your desire will come back. Then you have to use wisdom to teach the mind that the object of your desire can cause you suffering, can hurt you. If you find that the object of your desire can cause you stress, can hurt you, then you then stop that desire forever. Yohaneli Thanajan, what if our sibling is keeping notes to every action we do and does not allow privacy? Well, if you're in a position where you cannot have privacy, then you just have to accept it. But you can always find time to be private by going into your own room and close the door. But when you are in the public eye, you have to accept that you cannot have privacy then. If you want to have full privacy, then you have to go live alone. Punamita, thank you Bante for your enlightenment. And I find how I can visit your monastery since I watch your Dhamma talks with lay people asking you questions. You can go to my website, suchart.com, and go to the contact section and send in your question, and one of my assistants will then reply to your question, to your need. Really Lai, thank you Ajahn for the valuable Dhamma sharing. You're welcome. Tating Loon, how to forgive someone who hurt my feeling, and how do I see anatta? You can forgive the person who hurt you because what he or she did is already done, and there's nothing you can go back and erase it. So it's better just to forget and forgive. It's already gone. If you cannot forgive, you're only hurting yourself, not the person who hurt you. So it's for your own good to forgive, not for the person. And how do you see anatta? By seeing the body of that person as being composed of the four elements. They are composed of the earth, water, fire, and wind element, which are all anatta. Nanapat, thank you for your teaching, Thanajan. May you be healthy and peaceful. You're welcome. Vinilai, is meditation retreat its highest merit than meditation at home. You get better result when you're in a retreat than you stay at home. Unless if you are living alone, then probably there's no difference. You need a quiet environment and to be alone to achieve success in your meditation practice. Kimeshua, Satu, Satu. Okay, that's about it for now. That's all the time I have for today. Thank you all for attending this meeting. I hope you can benefit from this meeting somehow or somewhat and help you advance in your meditation practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha, which will eventually make you become enlightened. So if all goes well, I'll see you again next week at the same time. Thank you and goodbye.